Across Saskatchewan, water is one of our most valuable and vulnerable resources. And in the province, we have experienced all of the different types of drought: meteorological, agricultural, hydrologic, and socioeconomic. Each type brings its own challenges and contributes to the next. For communities that rely on surface water reservoirs and wells for their water supply, there's a need to build resilience against hydrologic drought. Hydrologic drought means extended dry conditions begin affecting water levels in lakes, rivers, reservoirs, and groundwater systems. And of course, when that happens, municipal water supplies can be put at risk. And as Saskatchewan is projected to experience more variability in precipitation, longer dry periods, and more frequent extremes, it's critical that communities begin to think differently about how they manage their water.
This drought cycle we're in, it seems to have been longer than what I have seen. The droughts tend sometimes to have rainfall interspersed or periods of lots of rain and then drought. If you look at last year, 2024, May, June were really nice and wet. Things were looking really good, and July hit and the rain stopped, and this year we started dry. It seems to be a lot of more variability.
Drought preparedness planning is one way communities can respond to this changing reality. These plans help communities understand how drought can affect their local water supply, identify where they are most vulnerable, and create a step-by-step approach for responding before water shortages become severe. In the town of Herbert, local leaders have been working with the Saskatchewan Association of Watersheds, the Water Security Agency, Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency, and technical experts to develop a drought preparedness plan tailored to the community's needs.
I'm Ron Matthews, I'm the mayor of Herbert, and I came into office 9 years ago, going into my 10th year now. And I know the history of the water supply in Herbert, going back to when Duncairn and the water was brought in from Highfield to the Herbert Reservoir. Years later, that irrigation project there was terminated, and we put a pipeline in, underground pipeline from the Herbert Reservoir right to our town dugout. Later on, we tried to dig wells. We do not sit on a good spot for water underneath.
Herbert's water supply is connected to a broader regional system. A majority of its water comes from surface water that is supported by wells that provide a smaller portion of the town's supply.
Herbert gets its water supply in two sources, from groundwater and surface water. We have a mixture. We have some wells. We bring most of our water comes in from surface water, which starts out in our dugout. We dug 5 wells back years ago too. 3 of them are in use today. Those 3 wells produce about 20% of our water, and the rest is brought in by surface water, and it's blended.
For Herbert, drought can create challenges with both water quantity and quality. Lower water levels can limit supply, increase contamination, and make it more difficult to treat, which raises costs for the community.
The Duncairn Basin is a shared water supply. Many users, irrigators, the city of Swift Current, everybody. And when you're on a shared basin or a shared water supply, you have to look ahead and you have to see, just what it comes. So when there's extreme drought, it could limit our water source. When lower water levels increase the contamination in the water, and that really makes the water hard to clean. When water quality drops, treatment costs go up, and we can produce less water in a shorter time. And it's very costly. You've got to use a lot of chemicals to clean it.
And that's why strong drought planning begins with understanding risk. For a community like the town of Herbert, this means looking at water sources, infrastructure, local water use, past drought conditions, and future climate projections. By combining science with local knowledge, communities can identify pressure points and decide what actions should be taken as conditions change.
Okay, we've taken a proactive, multi-layered approach to this. To reduce demand on treated water, we have a well right beside our water plant. That water has gas in it, which has been hard to handle in our plant, and so it was never used. What we did is we piped that water into an outside supply where people can pick up water for a minimal amount of money. It's not treated, it's not cleaned, and that has helped to take the pressure off our treated water. So that's been a great asset to our community. So we did increase the price. That's one thing we did. There was a little backlash, but it's one of the better tools there is for bringing people in line with making sure we don't waste water. And we're putting smart meters in all the homes, so if somebody's line breaks, we can tell in the office quite quickly, look, you've got a broken line there. So we're careful with our water. We're careful, and we're pretty proud of what we've done for a small community. We looked at the future lots, and I think we have safeguarded as much as we can.
All of this means that collaboration is at the heart of effective drought planning. Communities, watershed organizations, provincial agencies, and local partners all bring different knowledge to the table. Like with Herbert's plan, by coming together, they all can assist with developing practical, adaptable plans that support decision-making during times of uncertainty.
So I think if communities aren't prepared, it's as simple as they risk not having water when they need it most. So similar in other emergency planning, you need to have a plan with what those options will be. So, what are you going to do? Who is responsible for looking after critical aspects? Are there other options for that water? Can we get it from a different source? Without a documented plan, it can quickly become panic for those that are involved in the emergency. And so it is possible that with a plan, that we could have conserved water earlier, have backup plans ready, and just be in a much better position because of our early actions.
Herbert's experience shows how important it is to look ahead to build a more drought-resilient community.
If I was telling any other community what they should do, firstly, if you have the opportunity to diversify, do it. If you have 2 or 3 sources that you can work with, because you never know in this drought just how serious it can get. So it gives you flexibility when there is challenges. And secondly, I'd say plan ahead. That would be, especially if you're downstream like we are in a shared water supply, early action is critical. Third, invest in infrastructure. Smart meters I've talked about, a raw water line for people to use that you don't have to filter your water and spend an awful lot of money. Our plant is expensive to run. And finally, engage in your watershed partners like SAW. Engaging with all the partners that are involved in it can keep us alert.
We live in Saskatchewan. Droughts happen. They're common here. It's really just a matter of when the next one's going to occur, where is it going to occur, and really for how long. So I think the key is to make good plans to mitigate and prepare for droughts. Think about tomorrow, not just today, and just realize how important water is for us now and in the future.
Drought will always be a challenge across Saskatchewan, but with proactive planning, communities like Herbert are building resilience, protecting their water supplies, supporting their local economies, and preparing for the future. By planning ahead and working together, communities can make better decisions for when water is in short supply.